The other day, I got a text message from one of you guys, and the reason why I'm responding to this question in this video is because that question was not answered in any of my videos. So if there's a common question and this question pops up about once every 2 or 3 months from one of you guys, I think it's time to make a video. So that's what this video is going to be about. The question is this, or this is the issue. So one of you guys reached out to me and said, hey, Sean, what happens if my qualified manager, what can I do if my qualified manager quits this week? Now, apparently, the qualified manager wants a raise, and that raise looks like is unreasonable for one of you guys. This is what I have to say about this. For number one, I'm not going to mention how much money the qualified manager is requesting. I don't want to start mentioning numbers out there. I don't want to set an industry standard. That's not what this, or in this, I don't want to start off with ballpark figures so that other qualified managers out there would know what to start with, what amount. It obviously depends on your location, your experience, and what you bring to the table. So there's so many other variables. Excuse me, I'm getting over this cold. You guys that own private security companies, if you have a qualified manager that's not you, you don't have control over your company. In essence, your qualified manager can take you for a ride. Qualified manager says, I want an extra $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month. You're really stuck. Outside of a good agreement, if you didn't make a good agreement to start off with, your company is really binding on the expectations of your qualified manager. I easily see private security companies going downhill. I see a lot of people lose their company because their qualified manager jumps off ship, so to speak. Okay, so make sure that you have a good agreement with your qualified manager. You're honest with each other. The terms and conditions are clear. Okay, if it says $20,000 a month for 3 years, well, don't deviate from that. And the most common reason why I see qualified managers leave is because they're not paid on time. They're not paid what the contract says. Sometimes there are some contracts with clients, and those clients don't pay out. Well, the private patrol operator, and when I say private patrol operator, I'm referring to the person who owns the private patrol operator license. In California, we call it a private patrol operator license instead of a private security company license. Every private patrol operator has to have a qualified manager that runs a business, and this manager has 1 year or more experience of private security work and is able to operate the day-to-day operations of the business. That's what the qualified manager is, by the way. But make sure the agreement sorry, is clear. Okay, a lot of people, they'll just leave. Qualified managers, they'll leave because they're not paid on time. And private investigation agencies also need a qualified manager. Those of you who are PIs, and the license, the name of the license for private investigator, it's actually called private investigator, and it does not refer to an actual person. It just refers to an agency. So private investigation agency is equivalent of the BSIS, the Bureau of Security Investigative Services verbiage of private investigator. I know if you're confused, I'm confused too with the terms. Our state of California makes these confusing terms up. So, in order, sorry, in order to avoid your qualified manager jumping shift, maybe you should write in your agreement that his or her pay depends on the revenue coming in every month. Now, if I'm working for you, I wouldn't even sign that agreement. Okay, and I'm just being honest. I'm not gonna sign an agreement where I might not get paid because the client hasn't paid. Okay, but that's something that you might want to consider. So to answer one of your questions of what to do is this. You see this book, The Private Patrol Operator? Okay, buy it. Don't be cheap. Buy it. You see this book, The California Investigator? The California Legal Investigator? Buy it. Don't be cheap. The answer is in this book. Okay. Now this book is pricey. Okay. It's right now about $150, $140. It might go up a little bit. Okay, up to $200. Some people say, hey, you know what? Well, why is your book so expensive? Well, this book contains knowledge that might save you money. Okay, and hey, knowledge is power. Same thing here. California Legal Investigator. A lot of information. Okay, this information in here, information in both these books, you can get online on the internet. You can read the criminal codes. You can read the civil codes, the business professions code. You can read other private investigator books, private security books. All the information, it's all over the place. I just make it convenient, easy to find the information, and it helps a lot of people pass the private patrol operator and the California California private investigator exam, qualified manager. A lot of people pass. No guarantee you're going to pass, but a lot of people do. This one is, I think, 2017 published, 2018 published. As I speak now, we're in 2021. It's still good. It's still good for those years. It'll be good for other years to come. So this is what section 22.0 says, and I'll read it to you. When a qualified manager quits or is disconnected from the business, the PPO has 30 days to notify BSIS of the QM status. A QM is a qualified manager. With a timely notification, BSIS will allow the PPO license to remain in effect for 90 days and, if necessary, up to 1 year. Okay? And that's Business Professions Code 7582.23. Let me say this again. If your qualified manager is disconnected from the business, you have 30 days to notify the Bureau of Security Investigative Services, also known as BSIS. If a timely notification is made, you have 90 days to run the business without a qualified manager, as long as you are actively seeking the employment of a qualified manager. So this means ASAP, as soon as possible. When I mean ASAP, I'm not giving you a time frame. In my opinion, it's within the 90-day period. Okay, BSIS, if you ask them, they probably won't give you an answer. They might. You always contact them. Wait on the phone for 1 or 2 hours, and you might get an answer. Within that 90 days, name somebody, send in your application, or put their name on the application, and let the BSIS know in a letter, hey, you're actively searching for a qualified manager, and this person's going to test as soon as you guys, meaning BSIS, approves them to take the state exam, and their fingerprints are cleared and everything else. Now, you can extend, the BSIS has legal authority to extend the deadline for a whole year. So you can basically run a private patrol operator company, okay, without an actual qualified manager, okay? Now, make sure that you contact BSIS, the Bureau of Security Investigative Services, to verify the information that I'm giving you, because if not, there's some major repercussions. And that's always my disclaimer. I don't work for BSIS. I'm not an attorney. I'm not your legal professional or business professional at all, okay? So that answer was in section 22.0. A lot of people think the books are expensive. My books are expensive, but look, you hire an attorney, how much are they going to charge you? $400, depending on where you're at. $450, $300 an hour, $150, $500 an hour, depending on where you're at. Okay, San Francisco, easy $500 an hour, right? Okay. Business consultant, how much are they going to charge? Well, they're not going to charge $5 an hour, $10 an hour, $15 an hour. They're going to charge a lot of money. I think $150 is not out of the question. And you can't just ask them for a minute of advice. You're going to have to, they'll probably round up, a minute will be an hour, okay? Some of you might be wondering, where can I find these professionals, these business consultants for security and private security? I'm sorry, for security and private investigations. I don't even know. I don't even know where you would find them. I am a business consultant, but my services are not available, especially right now. Perhaps when I retire in the next decade, I'll probably get into consulting. Who knows? Things might change. Okay. Same thing with the California Legal Investigator book. A lot of information in here can potentially save business owners a lot of money in here. Both books, Okay, you can reach out to BSIS for free to get the answers. Again, you might have to wait. I recommend that you email them. There's been a lot of complaints. They don't answer the phone. They tell you to email them or they hang up on you. Okay, it just depends on who you speak to. You guys know you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm not trying to fear monger you guys. Again, this information in both of these books is free on the internet, free at a library. Okay, you don't have to pay all this money, but I organize it for you guys. I make it easy for you to find the information that you need. So again, don't be cheap. Some of you might be asking me some questions I made a video on. I'm not going to give you an answer. I am not. If you send me email on a question that's in one of these books that is common, I probably won't even give you an answer. I hate to sound like an asshole, but I don't have the time to respond to all of these questions. I get a lot of inquiries every week, and I don't respond to most of them. Again, if you haven't seen other videos, it's just me. Just me running this whole operation. And if you have a question that's not posed on any website that BSIS manages or on my YouTube channel, then you can always ask. That's not a problem on the comments. I respond to all the comments. There's a couple of comments I still need to respond to. There's a couple of videos I still need to make because I promised some of you guys a video. Anyhow, that's it. If you're going to practice, if you need practice for the private patrol operator, private investigator exam, state of California, don't be cheap. Buy one of these books. No guarantee you're going to pass the state exam. No guarantee at all. But you're gonna probably save a lot of time and money. Okay, I've spent my own time and money on these two books. Okay, lots of research. I spent a lot of time on research so that you don't have to. You guys take care. If you have any questions, concerns, let me know. You guys all be safe and take care.